What's up, everybody? Welcome back to A Ball and a Goal. My name is Cornel, and when the Champions League it's done for this week, we turn our attention to the domestic leagues and, of course, Fantasy Premier League. And a lot of managers will be looking to bounce after a bad start of the season by using their wildcards. Now, probably the best time to use it will be game week 6. It's the Manchester City Arsenal fixture that complicates things a little bit, be played in the game week 5. And I'm planning to do a series of videos next week in which I'm gonna look at all the options of the wildcard and all the formations possible, 3-4-3, 3-5-2. But in this video I'm gonna show you which I think personally for me at this moment looks like the best option. Which perfectly will work from game week 6 onwards, but with a couple of tweaks it might be working even from game week 5 onwards. Crazy things have happened in football. I won't be surprised if Arsenal goes away to Etihad and gets a clean sheet over there. I mean, Inter has done it. I don't see a reason why Arsenal cannot do it. So I'm going to show you this team. I'm going to walk you through it and explain why the players are in the team, the reasons behind it. And it's going to be a 3-4-3 formation. Now the budget, it's probably 100.5, but I think at this moment in time pretty much everybody made up an extra 0.5 millions. So yeah, 3-4-3 formation. Obviously Haaland and Salah in the same team. And of course, if you have Haaland and Salah in the same team, you'll have to make some sacrifices. And the place that I made those sacrifices is in the forward line. And I went with two low-priced forwards, Dominic Calvert-Lewin and Jamie Vardy. Now, the fixtures for both teams, they look okay. Of course, it's Everton and Leicester, so no matter how you look at it, you know, it can be great. I think both of them started their season pretty good, both of them with 2 goals so far, and Calvert-Lewin with an assist as well. Now, will Everton and Leicester score a lot of goals? I doubt it, but I'm pretty sure that around 60-70% of their goals will have one of them involved in one way or another, either with a goal or an assist. If we look at the fixtures, Everton up until week 14, they have Crystal Palace, Newcastle, Fulham, Brentford and Wolves at home, and Leicester, Ipswich, Southampton, West Ham United and Manchester United away. Not too bad. I mean, they are playing all 3 promoted sides away from home, Leicester, Ipswich and Southampton, and also West Ham United and Manchester United. You can say that those probably are the most difficult fixtures, even though for Everton at this moment pretty much every game it is a difficult fixture. Jamie Vardy, looking good. From game week 6 onwards, from game week 5, onwards, they do have Arsenal in game week 6, and I explained the reason why one of the defenders is in the team, just to make sure that if you don't want to play Vardy away at Arsenal, you have a cover in the back, so you can play a 4-4-2 with him on the bench. Up until game week 15, they have Everton, Bournemouth, Nottingham Forest, Chelsea, West Ham and Brighton at home, and Southampton, Ipswich, Manchester United and Brentford away. So actually 6 games at home and just 4 away for Leicester. Now, like I said, I don't think these teams will score a lot of goals, but I do believe that when they will score, pretty much one of them will be involved with a goal or an assist. The sacrifices, like I said, have to be made somewhere, and I think the forward line is where they have to be made, because the low-priced forwards, they offer so much value than the midfielder at the same price. Now in the midfield, because of the Arsenal fixtures in 6 and 7, when they play back-to-back at home, the newly promoted sides Leicester and Southampton, I think you gotta have Saka. Salah, obviously, we all go to all this trouble to have him and Haaland in the team. I'm not a big fan of the fifth midfielder being of more than 4.5 million, so I went with Harry Winks. It can be anybody. If you take a look and see which one is playing the most minutes from the 4.5 million midfielders, but I think Winks, it's a good option. And the other two spots, I went with Mbeumo and Semenyo. Now, if you are a little bit short on money, Tavernier offers a good option as well. He is 0.1 cheaper than Semenyo, and I think he as well had a good start of the season. If you look at Mbeumo's fixtures now, of course, we all know that Tony left, Visa got injured. Will these things diminish their potential in the attack? Maybe, but definitely they make Mbeumo even, I think, a stronger option. Now, of course, you have Kevin Schade at 5.6, I think, so 1.4 million cheaper. But I think until he really proves that he can be consistent and getting returns, you know, every 2-3 games, I think Mbeumo is the better option. He will be on penalties. I think he is in good form. Over the first 4 game weeks, he played really good. And if you look at the Brentford fixtures up until game week 13, which is interesting because, like I said, Everton's got good fixtures up until 14, Leicester good fixtures up until 15, Brentford good fixtures up until 13. So you can carry those players up until basically the beginning of December. They play West Ham, Wolves, Ipswich, Bournemouth and Leicester at home. And Tottenham, Manchester United, Fulham and Everton away. Not a bad run of fixtures for Brentford. Again, more games at home than away. And at home against 2 newly promoted sides, which is always a good thing. And the 5th spot, Semenyo or Tavernier, like I said, if you have a little bit less money. They complement perfect with Arsenal. Like I said, Arsenal plays Leicester and Southampton at home back-to-back in 6 and 7. Bournemouth plays Southampton at home and Leicester away in 6 and 7. So they play the same teams. Leicester both at home, Bournemouth 1 at home, 1 away. So 2 newly promoted sides back-to-back for both teams, which makes, in my opinion, Semenyo or Tavernier a very good option. Then in the defense, obviously, to target Arsenal fixtures in 6 and 7, I made a double up with Saliba and Gabriel. I think at 4.0 at this point, Grips from Ipswich probably is the best option. At least you know that in case something happens, he will come off the bench with 1 or 2 points. Konsa, just to cover those Aston Villa fixtures, they look pretty good up until game week 9. And then the last one, you can play with that spot. I went with Kerkesh just because, like I said, in game week 6, when Arsenal is playing Leicester at home, to avoid playing Vardy, you can play Kerkesh, who has Southampton at home. So, like I said, Arsenal and Bournemouth, they play the same teams in 6 and 7, 2 newly promoted sides. So they can cover each other perfectly. And in goal, Fabianski 4.0, I think it is the best option. I went with Sels, but definitely you can find another keeper at 4.5. There's plenty of them. This is just my personal preference to go with Sels, but you can go with Flecken as well. He has the most saves so far in the league. The only problem with that one that I see is that at one point you want to transfer Kerkez out, and I think the best option will be a Brentford defender. You know that they are good at set pieces. Their run of fixtures look good up until game week 13, like I said. So they always, their central defenders, they might come up with an assist or a goal. Usually it happens. So yeah, to avoid the double up in the Brentford defense, you might want to go with Sels in goal and then get a Brentford defender instead of Kerkesh. Now, like I said, the plan will be to get Saka out, because in this format you pretty much don't have too much flexibility. So you're gonna need somebody to sell to get some money so you can upgrade other players. And I think that player is Saka. So once the Arsenal fixtures, the good fixtures against Leicester and Southampton are done, you can sell Saka and you have plenty of options. One of them will be to go with Eze, for example. The other one will be Bruno Fernandes. I think Manchester United fixtures, they look okay from game week 8 onwards, as well as Crystal Palace. I think those two are, in my opinion, the best options in this moment, but you never know. Things are changing very quickly, in FPL usually. And then that will allow you to upgrade either Semenyo or one of your forwards based on what the situation is in that moment. Now, Bournemouth fixtures, they are pretty tough after they play Southampton and Leicester, but after game week 11, they do have a good run of fixtures with Brighton, Tottenham, West Ham, Crystal Palace and Everton at home, and Brentford, Wolves, Ipswich, Manchester United and Fulham away. Now, I like Bournemouth from an attacking perspective. I think there's a team that will score a lot of goals. And I wouldn't mind playing Semenyo even in the tougher fixtures. So yeah, but you can upgrade him. Like I said, if you sell Saka in game week 8, you're gonna have 2 free transfers basically if you use your wildcard in 6. Also depends how many free transfers you saved up until that point. So it's team dependent, obviously. But just with 2, that will allow you to downgrade Saka, like an Eze or Bruno Fernandes, and upgrade, like I said, Semenyo, or one of your forwards if you think they are not performing like they should. In the terms of forwards, I went with 2 low-priced forwards just because if I look at all the other ones that are in the game, I just don't see exactly the value to spend the money on somebody that is more expensive. Watkins, for example, I think we all can agree at this point that he will be subbed off pretty much in every single game around the hour mark, which for a player that costs I think 8.9 million is just not good enough. Will he score goals? Yes, of course he will. But I think just 60 minutes for that price is just not a good investment. Other than that, Isaac just doesn't look good. I was a big fan of him before the game started. For some reason, I don't know, just doesn't look like he's playing central enough for me. If you look at the Newcastle games, he's always like trying to get the assists. So yeah, he's not a good option right now. Havertz, but I think if you double up on the Arsenal defense and go with Saka, you should be pretty satisfied with Arsenal cover. The only one that comes to mind will be around that price, Chris Wood, which, like I said, is a good finisher, and I think he's right up there with Calvert-Lewin and Vardy. He'll be an option. He's a little bit more expensive than the other ones, not by much. I think Calvert-Lewin is a 5.9 and he's a 6.1, so just 0.2 millions. But I think the fact that he's not on penalties diminishes a little bit his appeal. But nevertheless, like I said, I rate him as a good finisher in the Premier League. Mateta will be another one. I think he looks good. It's interesting that he had the penalty while Eze was on the field. He's just more expensive. I think he's 7.5, so definitely then you'll have to downgrade somewhere. And the only positions I see here that you can downgrade will be Saka and Salah, and there's no reason to do that because we go all this trouble just to have Salah in our team. And like I said, for the Leicester at home and Southampton at home, you definitely need an Arsenal attacker. And even if you sacrifice Saka, for example, that will prevent you from getting Eze in your team later, because you don't want to double up on the Crystal Palace attack. So yeah, that leaves pretty much Calvert-Lewin and Vardy. If you want to go down this road, pretty much the only options that I can see, except, like I said, for Chris Wood or Joao Pedro or Danny Welbeck, but Brighton fixtures over the next 5 or 6 games, they don't look too good at all. They have really tough fixtures going forward. And then, of course, once those fixtures get out of the way, you can maybe get Joao Pedro or Danny Welbeck in the team instead of Calvert-Lewin or Vardy. But like I said, when you look at the bigger picture, and if you want to have Haaland and Salah in your team at this moment, sacrifices, like I said, have to be made. And I think the forward line is where, at this moment in time, looks like the sacrifices are worth it. And I think both Calvert-Lewin and Vardy are good finishers. They started the season pretty well. The fixtures are there, as much as you can say, you know, about fixtures for Leicester and Everton. But the good thing is, and I repeat myself again, that if Leicester and Everton score a goal, there's a big chance one of them will be involved in one way or another. Saka, Gabriel and Saliba covers Arsenal for the game week 6 and 7. The very good fixtures that they have. And Mbeumo, again, I think is a great option. Good fixtures for Brentford. He looks in good form. And Semenyo, like I said, complements perfectly with Saka. 2 great fixtures in 6 and 7. Yeah, like I said, the only problem with this wildcard being used in game week 5 is that Semenyo plays Liverpool, and of course Arsenal plays Manchester City. So it will be very tough to wildcard into this team in game week 5, even though, like I said, crazy things have happened in football, so it's very unpredictable. You never know what's going to happen, but on paper it doesn't look too good. And then, like I said, Kerkesh is over there just to make sure that you have cover for Vardy when they play Arsenal away. So you can play 4 at the back, 2 Arsenal defenders plus Konsa, who I think has Ipswich in that game week, and Kerkesh, who plays, I think, Southampton at home. So yeah. That, in my opinion, at this moment looks like the best option, but you never know. Like I said, the next week I definitely gonna try to do some videos in which I'm gonna cover all the options, go with the 3-5-2, 3-4-3, in which maybe I'm gonna use one more expensive forward. But definitely I think there's some spots in this team that you have to have no matter what. 3 Arsenal players basically, just to make sure that you cover those 2 great fixtures. Haaland and Salah. I think Mbeumo also, definitely, because of the fixtures and his form. I think the 4.5 million midfielder, definitely. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of the 5th midfielder being more than 4.5, especially with Haaland and Salah in the team. You want to make sure that you use your money wisely. And then, yeah, probably the defender at 4 million, another spot that is nailed on. And Greaves from Ipswich look like the best defender at 4 million. And also Konsa, I think, given Aston Villa fixtures. So that leaves basically 1 spot for the defenders, 1 spot for midfielders open for discussion, that you can go in a different direction if you want. But other than that, and the goalkeeper, obviously, like I said, there's plenty of options. This is just my personal preferences, but you can go like Flecken. But the only thing, like I said, with Flecken is that will prevent you from getting a Brentford defender later on, unless you want to double up on their defense. So that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and until next time, I wish everybody a wonderful day. Bye bye.